I mean, I'm now given clergymen to everyone that matters, which are all the Spanish places. And there's only one place that had less than 3% or 4%. So it's going pretty well so far. 3.23% of the population are clergymen.
I'm having a disturbing amount of liberals in my country, which is, again, pretty good for the people, but not for me as a player, which is what's important here.
Well, the liberals are all right. It's more the communists and the fascists and the anarcho-liberals that you will have to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Because the liberals at least you can become a liberal country without the revolution, but you can't really become a communist country. Or can you? I think there was once when I played as South Africa. And I don't remember if I played with any mod. It's possible that I did. But when I got a fascist party being elected, pretty much Hitler style, and after that it turned into a fascist dictatorship. Peacefully. Which is right. Usually, I have slavery still allowed. Oh, that's not good. There's a lot of my population that wants to get rid of slavery.
Can we see the Spanish Civil War already?
I don't think that was about slavery though.
How's it going with America? American liberation of Nevada, Utah.
Oh, you mean? I thought you meant my America.
No.
I mean
the real, America. The US of A.
Look at Alaska.
Interesting.
Look at Alaska. British.
Interesting.
So they did win the war. Let's go for secularized. And increase religion is not a political issue. Exclamation point. I like those that have the 5 options and one of them is like either or.
Yeah.
Those I just click that on, but otherwise I want pro-military. I want what the other thing was, the jingoism, and I want a few other things that are pretty good. So otherwise it can become a hassle, and state capitalism is the best thing if you have a small country. I tried playing with that when I was playing Russia once. And that's a pain. That is a pain.
The North German Federation is allied with the Ottomans, by the way.
And have Denmark as well. Very crucial to have Denmark there.
Yes. Austria.
They do have Britain as allied. Along with Sweden and 500,000 Italian and German states.
Yeah, basically most of my neighbors. Who is Switzerland sided with? France, okay. Not really surprising.
See, Austria right now has 49 brigades, but let's not forget that they have a bunch of other brigades as well from allies. The Bavaria and those. North German Federation only have 54.
Yeah, and Bavaria is a country that should never be underestimated because they have so many. It's so densely populated, and they have so many nice regions, basically, or areas.
They do. Eaten by cannibals. Oh no. I sent a botanical expedition, and unfortunately he got eaten. That was minus 10 prestige, which is not the best in the beginning. Let's see, Netherlands at 8.
Yeah, I'm climbing.
They're gonna go above the Ottoman Empire. Where are you on the list? Oh, you caught up.
I've caught up. Surprisingly though,
place.
The two Sicilies are still far ahead. They are 6th in industry. That surprises me.
They have a strong industry. They're focusing on it. But the question is, how much of that is due to subsidies and stuff like that?
Oh right, yeah.
Because I might be like I'm not the biggest fan of subsidies, even though most of the time I end up using it anyway. There's more the times when you always get a liberal government, and that's when it sucks to have subsidies. I have something about Madagascar, which I don't care too much about. Does it involve France in any way? It does, so I'm not gonna attack Madagascar. France. Wasn't it once that we had the Great War against France and a great comeback? or something like that. It was probably the greatest battle of our time, or the greatest war of our time.
Yeah, I remember some huge... There's been a few of those, though, where we basically, like... France has been this enormous colossus that we've been...
Yeah, so basically what happened in that war was I colonized most of Africa, and he had managed to unite all of Italy, more or less. And then France attacked, and we were on a two-front war. France was on a two-front war, much point. And I got beaten back to almost Gibraltar. And that's where the turnaround happened, and then we pushed back and won against France. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I was pushed back to, well...
Rome, basically,
yes,
or something like
or
that.
even, I think Rome had fallen, so... South.
You held better than I did. My front collapsed, and I got African reinforcements, and that helped me survive. And the Carlists just don't want to give up.
Fun times, fun times. Actually, I think that was one of our most fun Victoria 2 playthroughs, which is probably why we decided to go for this matchup again, kind of.
Yeah, also it's a bit of a challenge. First time I played, last time I played as Prussia, which honestly was a bit of a mistake because, sure, I had been away from... my logic was that I played Prussia because I was away from Victoria 2 for a while, so I didn't remember too much. But it came flooding back pretty fast, and honestly, Prussia is too easy in that way. It's only annoying in the beginning when you have to deal with the whole mini game of influence.
Yeah, and
but beyond that, it's
unifying Germany.
Yeah, beyond that is it's too easy.
Spain
is a bit different though. Spain is very different in the start. You start in a much weaker position, so you have to build it up.
Yeah, I would say that in Victoria, I mean the balance. We haven't talked that much about the balance of the Paradox games, but I would say that in Victoria 2, certainly the UK, France, and Germany has a distinct advantage over countries like Austria or Russia, which is only natural, really, because Austria is so diverse and there's a lot of like brewing things on the below the surface, and Russia is so vast and difficult to control and everything. But countries like Germany, it's pretty much the game is built around a country like the North German Federation, for example. They have all the benefits pretty much. The only thing is, like, if you get into a loop of losing wars, which you can sometimes do, I suppose.
The thing with Germany and stuff is that it is a high population coupled with having a lot, technologically advanced as well.
Yes.
So that's why they managed to beat back most of Europe single-handedly, even when the Germany's formed. But beyond that, yeah, it's focused a lot on Europe, which makes sense with the time period as well, because it was... also, USA has the most boring start. Those and UK are probably the ones that I find the most boring to play as, because even if Germany is easy, or Prussia is easy to play as, you get into a lot of conflicts, a lot of things happen. USA is a bunch of conflicts with Mexico in the beginning, maybe, and then you have the Civil War. But beyond that, it's no one will attack you. And you can sit there the rest of the game and nothing will happen to you.
Yeah, it feels like the USA is pretty much just in the game because it would be, they can't not be in the game. But
of course they can't be not in the game. It's more like the... I don't know. It's also because the AI overall is incapable of launching naval invasions, except for when you least expect them. Like with United Kingdom, they will invade you when... they are your enemy, but if they're a friend, they won't really manage to help you that much.
Yeah, if you are playing as Russia, for example, and get into a war with the UK, you can imagine a huge naval invasion in either the Baltic states or like the very eastern parts, like Alaska or something like that.
Yeah, more or less. I think I'm gonna encourage some capitalists already. I mean, who doesn't like some good capitalists in your country? Let's see, capitalist. Also, America has the easy point of assimilation being really, really fast, and they have boosts to immigration in every way. So even if you play some other nation in Americas, it will be impossible to compete with USA. Even if you say that all your economy, everything is the same as the United States, and say you're Brazil, and everything that you still get less people than the United States because of the boosts.
Yeah, but what about what if I say that these Paradox games are too European centered? What would you respond to that? Are the other countries too dull, or is it just...
In the base game here, they are, because you see, Africa, it's pretty empty. There's really not much here. It's Sokoto, and that's pretty much it. And that in Ethiopia. But, you know, the mods add a hell of a lot more, I'd say. Oh, now they have Philippine nationalists. That's gonna suck for me, because, well, basically it sucks for me. Can I get people here? I don't think so. I think Philippines is pretty much lost already, because I don't have any army there at all. I don't have anything there. Can I release the nation of Philippines? I can.
Oh,
I will do that.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I don't really feel the necessity to fight over it. And now at least they are my satellites and in my sphere, so I will get the produce from it. Even though I won't really benefit as much from the taxes and stuff. And they can handle themselves. I still have my fleet there.
Interesting.
For some reason.
Interesting.
I'm thinking of doing the same with Cuba if there's a serious Cuban revolution. I just fold immediately and give them...
A Cuban revolution a bit before it happened in real life.
Well, I mean, this is... Oh god, a big Carlist rebellion. That's pretty...
Oh, damn.
Well, I'd say bad. Would probably be the word I'd use. I mean, they have... mostly in Andalusia. They have a lot of troops there.
You know, so far in this game, I mean, sure, we've only played for less than 20 years in game time, not real life. So far, it's been very quiet. There hasn't been too much of a... We had one major European conflict, but we haven't been drawn into anything.
I guess that's the negative of playing nations like this as well, is that you're gonna have to deal with a period of... like your personal, at least. You won't be able to really exert much force outwards. For example, so even if, yes, this time also the AI has been pretty dull in that sense, but you can't really do anything yourself to make it less dull in the world, so to speak. Because you start with nations that really don't have the capacity to... Like, I wouldn't be able to invade any country right now, for example.
Yeah. Also, things start to get really interesting when you gain political factions such as communists or fascists. Because then you start, you know, that's when you add the spice to the European political pot. Was that?
we need spice.
Was that well said? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but we'll go with it.
We'll go with it. How's my fort situation doing? Because I am pretty much preparing for war of some kind.
Are you preparing for any kind of, I don't know, Africa?
Africa?
Any kind of Africa? Are you preparing for it?
No, I haven't planned on it, no.
Well, I will try to plan for it. It's mostly a matter of having enough, naval bases and stuff. Right now I have a colonial power of 395, and also I haven't really thought of getting all the technologies that I need. I have, a mission to civilize is done.
So
what I need is basically breech-loaded rifles, which I can get after this technology. So I'm okay.
All right. I'm basically aiming to create a high-quality, well-rounded, educated state with a lot of, not the, biggest state or anything, but just like the most decent state. I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, just try to control as many territories as possible. So I don't think I'm gonna go for too much of a colonial effort, but we'll see, I guess.
Well, the thing about colonial effort too is that it would probably boost your ability to, unify Italy and boost your prestige
I guess so.
And stuff like that.
But where would I even start? Would I go for Tunisia then, or?
Well, you could now it is under the Ottoman Empire. But if you ever see the Ottoman Empire being in some sort of pickle, maybe pick off Libya or something like that, which Seems it's when you look at it now, it's a very logical choice for Italy to take Libya, which it also did. So yeah, why not Libya? And I will probably be going for Congo or something like that. It's I have an island right there ready to help out.
Right.
So I'll probably try to do that if I manage enough. But I need to get the battleship you need to develop your naval bases to free and something. And you're far further away, so you could also go for things like West Morocco or Mauritania or something like that. Argentina. I'm sorry, Argentina. I don't even know what the crisis is about. And now Bolivia wants. It's something about crisis of the return of Bolivia's rightful territories.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. I don't think anyone else will either.
Yeah, they're just asking around. It failed to enlist international interest. Yeah.
Oh, nothing to do about that, Bolivia. But Peru is very big. Peru is very, very big. And they have they eaten some of Bolivia? I think so. They have eaten La Paz. So it's happened things in North America. Not North America, but South America at least. So there's something.
Yeah, South America is surprisingly interesting in this game. If you compare to... I mean, I understand that there's a difference, but if you just take a look at South America and compare it to the emptiness of Africa, it just feels slightly off somehow. Because, sure, I can understand it from one point, but Africa is just so... It feels unfinished, almost, in the game, without mods.
Yeah. And it's a great thing about mods, though. Right? They can fix those things and improve.
I guess the intention was to make it more of a colonial big cake that everyone has to get a slice of or something, but it devalues the... I don't know, it just makes Africa a bit... I wouldn't have... If I was the game producer, I would have made Africa a bit of with a bit of a different attitude, probably.
Yeah, I mean Oman starts with quite a bit of place. Maybe you should take Oman.
Mm-hmm.
They have no ally. Well, they have one ally, but they have no other people protecting
Abu Dhabi. Yeah,
that would be one thing. That would probably work, and you could use Fernando Po as stepping stone.
Stepping stone, a pretty big, or like a stepping stone that would be still require a lot of stepping.
Well, I mean, you would still get rid of half the journey, sort of.
Yes.
So be happy for what you get.
Can I just dig the Suez Canal?
You could if you sphere Egypt
with my hands.
Sphere I have not done it, but I'm pretty sure that I will fall behind. The Ottoman Empire is still great power. They're holding on. Oh, they have Germany as their ally as well, so that makes sense. How close are Sweden and everyone to reaching me? Netherlands is how many points after? They're only 2 points after me, so I will probably fall out of great power status fairly soon, unless I do something drastic like improve my army, which I might manage to do somehow. Let's see. I need if I try to do this. I don't need infantry, but I need some artillery. And quite a lot of it too. 5, and then add a hussar. And then add an engineer. And then get rid of my 2 cuirassiers. There we go. And that should be my modern army. Like I have this sort of template in my head that I always follow when I build an army.
Mm-hmm. A recipe, if you want.
Yeah, recipe, yeah. And I'm not sure if it's the best one, but it's been working so far. my philosophy about it. And now I have... so what is your literacy at right now?
It is up to 46.6%.
I am at 33%.
33. Well, that's very
I've increased 20% percentage points so far. And how much does your, when you hold over, do you get? We estimate that it will change by X during the next month. What do you get there?
0.0886%.
Ooh, I have 0.1685.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it's because if you go into culture and the social thought, biologism, has an amazing invention. Darwinism, which gives 50% education efficiency.
Oh, have you already developed to biologism?
Yeah.
Interesting. I should go for positivism. Education efficiency is so important. That's sort of what I want to do anyway with my country, to sort of make every... I think one of the general goals, as a rule of thumb, or whatever you want to call it, in the game of Victoria 2, is to make every citizen as able and good as possible, basically. Like,
yeah, except for money. Take all the money.
Yeah, tax them like hell, but make them
smart, make them intelligent and things like that, but don't give them money.
It's basically like social democracy, basically.
Sort of.
Take all their money and give some of it back.
But in a different form, like healthcare and stuff.
Yeah, healthcare and, useless stuff like that.
Yeah, who cares about healthcare? Let's see. Ideally, when does empiricism come out? 1860. Well, nothing I can do about that. I can get some better artillery, I suppose. And my army is done. Yeah. My army is completed. And that managed to climb me back up to 8th place, so I'm doing fairly well so far.